is Andre once again from Trap Nation. Hope you're all having an incredible year so far. With the success of the last mix we did, I want to do another one, but this time where we showcase our label Lowly Palace. Just
Love me a new one. I won't waste my time. Fuck you, you. Oh, let me show you how. Find me another. You can't break me down. I'll get it covered.
Shit, dog.
Can't speak another word. I think I'm about to lose my nerve. Forward thinking got me moving my head backward. It's been so long since I felt this. I'll blame it on your winding hips. What I wouldn't do to taste the grooves of your lips. Left foot, right foot, turn around. Keep that whole shit underground. What I wouldn't do to say you call me home now. Left foot, right foot, turn around. Keep that whole shit underground. What I wouldn't do to feel your skin to mine now. I just breathe it in, say my breath.
This fucking dog, I swear.
When I need it next, I'll lose it all.
Alright, more in Valiant, huh? This one looks really good. I was really excited for it. Oh, this isn't the one? Oh well, either way. It's Van Valiant, so it's gonna be good. Stops it, fail in Los Angeles Superior Court. Gonna take it off the street and into the courtroom and see how they see how they fare in a courtroom rather than screaming at a cop. Get 5 operator kills with your secondary weapon using overkill. Get 5 operator headshots. Get 5 operator kills with shotguns. Alright, so I can do that one first, yeah? Fuck it, I'll do that one last.
Okay guys, today I've got a sovereign citizen supposedly challenging jurisdiction in Judge Atlas W. Hudson's courtroom in Los Angeles Superior Court. Atlas, that's a fantastic first name by the way. Anyway, I'm not entirely sure of the charges in this case because they never get brought up or discussed during the hearing. But in an earlier video, he did mention a charge for riding his bike, so it's probably a dangerous cycling-related charge. He says he was arrested for being a spectator, which is obviously not a charge. But anyway, he attempts all the usual pseudo-legal arguments like he's the administrator for the account and not a juridical personality. But the judge does not get sucked into any of these ridiculous arguments. And he really doesn't like it when the judge enters a not guilty plea on his behalf. Bonus footage at the end of the video where he goes back into court to complain to the clerk about the judge. And because she obviously can't do anything about it for obvious reasons, he decides to verbally put her on notice. Right, let's get into the video.
I can't hear my left ear. Yes, it depends on which sense you asked that I hear you.
All right, state your name first.
Is this prison rescue?
I'm sorry?
What is your name?
Okay, get ready. Word salad incoming.
What is my name?
Correct.
Who do you presume the name to belong to on the document before you?
Didn't ask you that. What is your name?
What is my name? I'm the administrator for the beneficiary on the account of the trust.
And your name? That's not a name. What is your name?
I am not the juridical personality that you expect me to answer.
Just listen to the mental gymnastics he needs to perform so he doesn't mention his name. Which, by the way, I bet he uses when he sues him, like collecting that COVID check and tax rebates, etc.
Do you have a driver's license?
Why is that? I need you to explain the legal status that you presume me to be.
Sir, do you have a driver's license?
Say that again?
Do you have a driver's license?
No, I don't own any type of government property.
All right. Do you have a name, sir?
Do I have a what?
A name. Identification.
Do I have a what, sir?
Identification.
Address, you said?
Identification.
A name.
A home?
A name.
You write it on a piece of paper.
So do you speak sign language?
I'm trying to understand you. I don't understand you. There's a muffle going on from the face mask.
Do you use sign language?
No, I don't.
All right.
You understood? Do you speak sign language? But you don't understand? Do you have any identification? Oh, wow, something got me up. Thanks, bro.
What's your request today, sir?
It's not about what I have to say. I'm here by special appearance. For my natural personality, natural human being, breathing.
Yeah, buddy, we're all natural breathing human beings. Stating that fact doesn't put you above the law or make you special.
Fuck.
Prosecutor here brings claim of a charge without corpus delicti. No body of a crime present.
Well, that's not really for you to decide now, is it? That job goes to either a judge or a jury. They're the ones who must prove beyond a reasonable doubt that a crime actually occurred with their verdict. But I will give you a bit of credit for kinda using the term corpus delicti correctly. Soft-sits usually butcher that term, so well done for that, I guess.
You cannot find me in that federal jurisdiction listed under Title 28 the United States Code 3002-15A of Federal Corporation. Also found in 26 USC 7701, 9 and 10, state shall construe to be a District of Columbia in any district, and you have an acting district sitting over here with the personal interest of representing these matters.
No, sorry, the US is not a corporation in the way you want it to be. The United States is a federal corporation, and that differs greatly from a commercial corporation. There are several definitions to define corporation. Sovereign citizens just pick the definition that suits them and then discard the ones that don't.
You both hold a bar. You both hold a California Bar Association card. You both pay a membership fee to the same corporation. I'm not a part of your corporation, and I don't owe the corporation a promise. I owe no man on earth a promise.
All right, sir, you have a right to a lawyer. You want a lawyer appointed.
I don't want a lawyer. A lawyer brings me into your jurisdiction. No, thank you.
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
All right? And so we're here to enter a not guilty plea or a guilty plea. How would you like to plead today?
I'm not pleading. Plead means to beg, and in a emotional sense. I'm not here to beg or plead with you.
See, there you go again, you're using the wrong definition. Pleading law means to state formally in court whether one is guilty or not guilty of the offence, with which one is charged. You're making yourself look really dumb.
All right, so the court is going to enter
Shit, don't kill me.
guilty plea on your behalf.
I'm sorry?
Wait, how are those shots coming in straight?
I'm not a minor in these matters. I don't need somebody from your jurisdiction with your barcode, with your bar association to bring me in there to represent these matters when I'm more than capable of representing and speaking for myself as a living human being.
Well, I'll give you the living human being part, just. But you're definitely not capable of representing yourself in court, at least not competently.
Yeah, no shit.
By title and code, I have been conferred by the Secretary of State of the United States Department of State under Title 8, Section 1101C, a foreign national of the United States, national of the United States of America. I am not the 14th Amendment citizen that you presume me to be on that separate legal entity, that document that you created that stands before you.
Well, the 14th Amendment disagrees with you because it defines the basis for citizenship, stating that all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the states wherein they reside. The 14th Amendment therefore establishes citizenship, simultaneous state and federal. So your word salad is meaningless, and it looks like the judge agrees because you're just about to get your next court date.
All right, so my guilty plea is entered, so the court is going to set the matter on calendar July 7th. You're ready to return July 7th. That is day 30 of 45. Thank you, sir. July 7th is your next court date. Thank you.
Oh yeah, man.
Return July 7th.
I don't understand, no sir.
All right. Complain very much. Piece of paper with the
This guy is fucking stupid.
And this guy is supposed to be representing himself in a criminal trial. It doesn't really inspire confidence when you have trouble understanding something simple like your next court date. I mean, I see a mental evaluation in this guy's future, definitely.
Am I under arrest?
No, you're taking you outside.
So what happened was you got another court date now to July 7th. And then we're going to be able to talk to anybody who would like
Here's your ID, that's your ID.
All right. So July 7th, is this courtroom?
Yes.
Same courtroom. All right.
Say it again?
July 7th, same courtroom.
For what?
The next court date.
Why I already made an appearance?
I know, but they put it over to July 7th.
I don't.
Then don't show up.
I already made the first appearance.
I know, but you have another
You can't continue to bring me back when I've already.
I'm going to ask you to come back for
I
anything.
understand that, but that's why I'm saying I'm confused. The letter that he responded to the address that I sent him.
Correct.
He entirely ignores the jurisdiction fact. A court does not have, this court is a court of limited jurisdiction. And it does not have the authority to decide its own jurisdiction.
Correct.
I think the court ruling.
What are you citing to me right now?
I'm sorry?
What are you citing to me? What are you telling me?
They cited me for being a spectator. I'm a journalist. I was recording what was going on Inglewood.
God damn.
I smell bullshit.
Couldn't get down fast enough.
Okay.
And I listened to the police scanner and
I'm familiar. You know Daniel? You know Daniel?
Huh?
You know Daniel?
Yeah, I mean Dan, yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah.
And, yeah, I mean, we just flowed out. We heard on the radio that, you know, that they were down there with the speed racers or whatever. So we followed down there on our bicycles, and you know, I was the only one that they snatched up out of all the hundreds of people they were running.
What did they charge you with then?
What did they what?
What did they charge you with?
Being a spectator.
Being a spectator is not something you can be charged with. You know, you won't burst into flames if you tell people what you were charged with. You do know that, right?
Is my mic too loud now? Yeah, it is.
To come back on that date, and I guess, are you going to enter a plea or
How about
anything, or you're not?
I'm not here to plead. I don't owe it. No human being on earth to plead.
All right, then you're good.
Looks like he's running sideways. Holy shit, I didn't like that.
I guess that went well. Huh? I guess that went well. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it didn't go well. The judge ignored your word salad and proceeded without any input from you. You're lucky you weren't held in contempt of court. Anyway, he leaves the court, but sometime later he goes back in to put the court clerk on notice and cry about his non-existent rights.
So what did you need exactly?
Yes, I mean, I don't understand how, charge me for public property pertaining to my personal appearance in this matter, and then I also don't understand the dishonest statement on record of the Judge Hudson saying that I entered a plea of not guilty. I did not enter a plea of not guilty. I did not enter or plead with anyone.
By entering a not guilty plea on your behalf, the judge is actually protecting your rights to a fair trial. You're just too ignorant to realise that.
Okay, you can talk to the public defender's office or the
Can't get the audio figured out tonight. Hey, hey.
Well, the public defender's office is not representing me in these matters. No, this public defender's office is not representing me in these matters.
Hey, hey. Yeah, yeah.
Huh?
Are you representing yourself in pro per?
I don't hear you.
I mean, it's funny how he can hear some questions but not others. I mean, I'm not saying he doesn't have a hearing problem. I'm just saying that his hearing ability seems to be a factor when asked questions he doesn't like and not when it's a question he likes.
Well, I'm gonna keep this copy. I'm pretty sure you can pull it back up. I'm gonna keep this copy because this is factually handed to me by the clerk of the court, and this statement that's made that says the defendant entered plea of guilty. I did not enter any plea. This is an incorrect, materially false statement, and it is.
This is why I don't play Prisoner Rescue.
Disqualifying a judge in his judiciary capacity by educating the subject.
Educating? That's not a word.
So, like I've already said, the judge is not adjudicating you by entering
he meant adjudicating.
a not guilty plea. He's actually protecting your rights to a fair trial.
This is incorrect and informal behavior of the court rules.
You said you pled guilty. Where does it say that at?
I didn't, Judge Hudson.
No, show me that on there where it says you pled guilty. It does not say that, sir. It doesn't say you pled guilty.
The judge, well, I mean, he's making a false claim saying that I entered a plea.
Where it says you pled guilty.
I'm not.
It clearly states that you pled not
At no point did I ever make a plea to the judge. I told the judge that I wasn't here to plead, and
Right, so then the judge probably entered a not guilty plea on your behalf.
the definition of plead is to beg an emotional sense of distress.
Wow, this guy really does just look up the first definition of a word he finds and then just runs with it. And people are calling this guy a genius in his comment section.
That's the definition of plea. And I don't owe a plea to any human being or any one corporation or customer on the face of the earth. I mean, by your codified rule in your California Constitution, in Article 1, Section 1, it says all people by nature are free and have certain inalienable rights which are inherent and
Please
cannot
let
be
this be the
deprived
last
without due
round.
process.
Will you make up your mind that you're either a citizen or not? First, you're not a 14th Amendment citizen under the Constitution, but then you want all the protections the California Constitution gives you as a citizen. You can't pick and choose what applies to you and what doesn't. I feel sorry for the court clerk being subjected to this constant whining.
So, this statement here is directly making a violating act against my trust in my estate, to which I am the beneficiary of that fictional trust. So the actions of this piece of paper right here is hereby put on verbal notice with the clerk of this court, and a continuing document will be followed up with the clerk, and I will proceed at the Central District under the Diversity of Citizenship Clause, and I will replace your jurisdiction, and it must be taken over because this court does not have authority to decide its own jurisdiction in any jurisdictional matter.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
So with that pointless statement,
I'm gonna undo or get myself out of. The fuck is it? Prisoner rescue. There we go. Hardpoint, kill confirmed, headquarters, don't want search and destroy, or free for all, or team deathmatch. Yeah, that's good. Now let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Eliminate enemy players until the score limit is reached to win. The player with most kills from each team will be marked as an HVT. The HVT alternates on a time interval and rewards extra points when killed. Oh, that's pretty cool. I really wish they had Shoot House 24/7 again. That was my favorite. All right. Do it.
And a promise to bombard the court with nonsense paperwork, he quietly leaves with his notice to reappear on the 7th of July. So just under a month as I record this audio. And if he fails to appear, a bench warrant may be issued for his arrest. Is he too stupid to appear on the 7th? Stay tuned to find out. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe so you don't miss brand new Sovereign Citizen content just like this. Thank you to my patrons for your continued support. I really do appreciate it. Take care, and I will catch you in the next video.
All right, let's see what else Van's got for us.
This is Democracy Now! Democracy.
Okay guys, today I've got a Sovereign Citizen.
Nope. Just pick a random one. Definitely seen this one. I like Judge Middleton.
Welcome back to the channel guys. We are back in Zoom court with Judge Middleton and Samuel Perdue, aka Samir Siraj Mauro Bay. And if you remember from the last hearing, he was offered a very generous plea deal by prosecutor Deborah Davis, and he was given 2 weeks to respond to it, or it was going to trial, which was set for March 2020, I think. Well, those 2 weeks are up, and he's back in court, which can only mean he's decided to accept the deal. Let's get into the video.
Alright, I've got everything turned on. We're going to have a civil case, but we're going to start with this one. We schedule it on short notice for today. These are three matters.
Fucking helicopter. God damn.
In the matter of Siraj Mauro Bay, also known as Samuel R. Perdue. There's file number 202073, which alleges driving suspended second offense on September 17th of 20. And no proof of insurance, so that's going to be dismissed.
This is not fun.
Driving suspended second offense in file 202653, alleged to have been on November 25th of 2020. And there's also a speeding ticket in that case. In file 21213 ST, January 31st, 2021, driving suspended first offense. Mr. Morrow Bay is
better
here on
with the
his
game
own
audio?
behalf, as he has
Is it
been
still too loud?
every time. Deborah Davis is here on behalf of the plaintiff prosecution.
Maybe turn up
And
just a
we've had
smidge.
several discussions in this case. Ms. Davis made a plea offer, which was all-encompassing for all files. As I understand it, Ms. Davis, you've made a plea offer of allowing another to violate the motor vehicle code for all driving suspended charges in each three cases: 202073, 202653, and 21213 ST. You dismissed the no proof of insurance. Defendant would plead to speeding or admit to speeding. You know,
Dude, this is an incredible plea offer.
plead 73 and a 55
Yeah.
on the 917 case, and 73 and a 55 on the 1125 case. Those are civil infractions. It's my understanding the defendant would be pleading by no contest to all of these charges, and court would proceed right to sentence.
I think we can all agree that that's a pretty generous plea deal. It would
Yeah.
be a really dumb move for him not to accept it and move forward to trial.
So let's break that down, Mr. Morrow Bay. The two charges of driving suspended
Which is not his real name.
second offense are misdemeanors. They're punishable by up to a year in jail and a fine of up to $1,000. They carry 2 points and require that your license be suspended. The other driving suspended would be a first offense. No, they're all second offense. She's also going to dismiss the false license charge. The charge that's left on each of those is called allowing
Oh my
another
God.
to violate the motor vehicle code. It's found under Michigan Compile Laws 257.326. It is a misdemeanor, but it carries no points and it doesn't get abstracted to your driver's license. Won't affect your ability to keep or maintain your driving privileges. The two speeding charges are not
Alright, that was my last one that I needed, right?
They're civil infractions. You don't plead guilty to a civil infraction, you simply admit. Now, it's my understanding in your discussions with Ms. Davis that you've agreed to plead no contest to these charges. You and I discussed that briefly at the last pretrial. By pleading no contest, you don't admit the charge, but you also don't deny it, and you allow or accept that a conviction would enter. And I would take the factual basis off the face of the ticket. The punishment for allowing another to violate the motor vehicle code, it carries a fine of up to $100 plus costs, and it carries no points, and it doesn't go on your driving record. This would resolve all the pending charges you have in St. Joseph County, and we would not be having a jury trial in March of 2022. Do you understand?
Oh yeah, softsits don't do the word understand. They think it means to stand under your authority. So let's see what he replaces.
I'm a man and I don't stand under anybody. That's what he's gonna say, right? Or he's gonna say he's not there. I forgot which one this was.
That word with.
I definitely I comprehend.
All right, and you're appearing, I'm not sure how you wish to characterize it, under protest, but you are here and you mostly appeared undirected. Are you going to enter no contest
Holy
pleas
shit.
to those three charges?
Um, yeah, me and Deborah definitely talked Friday, and I decided that as much as I don't want to, but I feel like in lieu of a fair trial, this is probably my best bet. So in lieu of
You
a fair
seem
trial,
like an intelligent man. You and I have had a number of conversations, and you're a man that knows his own mind. Let me ask you this: did anybody threaten you to try to get you to plead to these charges?
I mean, well, I mean, of course, I have no choice but to be here. I mean, no one's forcing me to accept the plea. Well, I'll say
Other than the plea agreement, did anyone promise you anything other than Miss Davis's promise that she will dismiss all these other charges?
Yeah, he was promised by the people who gave him the Kool-Aid to begin with that if he used the right incantations and magic words, then file affidavits and documents like the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, all this would go away. But he won't blame them for this failure. He'll blame the system, like they always do.
That makes sense.
I mean, no one promised me anything, but I mean, obviously, if I don't show up for court, if I'm not here, obviously a warrant is sent out for my arrest, and
Yes.
and then I'll be locked up. So I'm
Correct.
definitely here under threat, duress, or coercion. But I decided to accept the plea deal, and do a fair trial. I'm not going to get a fair trial.
How can you say that you won't get a fair trial? This judge and prosecutor have been nothing but fair to you. What wouldn't be fair is picking and choosing a jury from the people with the same dumb beliefs as you.
I would like to think you could get a fair trial, but we haven't gotten to that point. There won't be a trial if you enter these pleas. Do you understand that?
Oh yes, definitely.
If you had a trial, you'd have the right to be represented by an attorney. You'd hire.
Which he wouldn't do. He would pretend he's a lawyer and represent himself and fail miserably. I hope he chooses that.
One, or I would appoint one. You would also have the right to represent yourself, and you've expressed that desire every time. If you had a trial, you'd have the right to take the witness stand and testify on your own behalf, but you don't have to because you have a right not to testify. And if you did not wish to testify, the judge or jury could not hold your silence against you. You would also have the right to have any of the witnesses against you or for you called to testify if I didn't already say that. You'd have the right to do
What happened to my frames?
till the state was able to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt if they could.
In other words, a fair and balanced trial, which I would love to see, especially because you are representing yourself.
All right, well, let's talk about these one by one. The first incident occurred in September of 2020. Do you plead no contest to allowing another to violate the motor vehicle code in that case?
Are you asking me?
Yes. Are you pleading no contest to that charge?
Oh, I didn't know. I'm sorry. I guess I didn't realize I had to actually answer that. Under TDC, yes.
All right. So, and the ticket indicates, well, I'll go to the ticket here in a minute. Also, that you were speeding at least 73 miles an hour. I think it was like 84. And you admit, or at least no contest for the speeding charge.
Under threat, I do.
All right. And the next case, which was November 25th of 2020, had a driving suspended and false or forged license. They're going to dismiss that charge.
What?
You're going to plead to allowing another to violate the motor vehicle code, also by no contest. You can plead no contest in that case as well, under the same terms and conditions. Is that correct?
Oh yes, under threat, yes.
And the speeding charge as well, same thing, acknowledged.
Oh, you dick.
73 and a 55. Is that correct?
Only under threat, duress, or coercion, yes.
Okay.
I get that you enjoy feeling persecuted, It's kind of been your thing throughout these hearings. But just because you say you are under threat, duress, and coercion, did I say that right? Coercion. Or cohesion.
There's no
Coercion.
H in there, dude.
Cohesion.
Come
coercion. It's coercion. It doesn't mean you are. You are free to take this to trial. Nobody has your arm up your back to plead no contest to these charges. That's why Judge Middleton has specifically asked you if anyone was forcing you into these decisions.
Then the last one is the January 31st of 21. Prosecutor is going to dismiss false or forged ops. And they're going to dismiss driving suspended first offense, and you'll plead no contest to allowing another to violate the motor vehicle code. Once again, under the same terms and conditions as the other two cases.
I disagree with that.
Oh, yes.
All right.
All right, hang on. What's going on?
The good news is, other than these speeding tickets, none of these are going to show up as a driving suspended on your record. The bad news is there's separate incidents and each one will carry a fine. So let's do the first one first.
Oh, I need that open.
September 17th. I'm going to do the normal fine and cost. You did spend 1 day in jail for failing to appear. I'm going to give you 1 day in jail credit, 1 day. I'm not ordering any additional jail time. You understand?
I definitely comprehend.
All right.
If you comprehend what the judge is saying, then you understand it. Your word games don't mean a thing.
I'm going to do a $75 fine, $75 crime victims' rights fee, and a $50 state minimum fee. That's the normal fine for this, $200. The speeding charge, it's the same charge. One is 140 and the other is 205. I'm going to make them both 140. The speeding ticket by operation of our policy is due within 30 days. That will be due by January 31st. All right.
Boom, boom.
The file 202653, the November 25th case. I'm going to do the same thing. 1 day jail credit, 1 day. $75 fine, $75 crime victims' rights fee, and a $50 state minimum fee. $200, that's our normal fine. We're going to determine when those are due. We haven't done that yet. And you acknowledged that you were going 73 and a 55. That is 140. And that is
yikes
due by January 31st, 2022. All right, and then the last one is the January 31st. Deborah, there's a speeding in that one also. Was that part of the deal, or was that?
I believe that we agreed to have just 2 of the speeding tickets.
That one's going to be dismissed.
This fucking guy.
And the no proof of insurance was also going to be dismissed. Same fine and cost, 21213 ST. No contest. 1 day jail credit, 1 day. $75 fine, $75 crime victims' rights fee, $50 state minimum fee. $200. Mr. Morrow Bay, you owe 2 fines of $140 by January 31st. We've got to set up due dates for these 3 no contest misdemeanor pleas. I set these as a normal sentence. I didn't gouge you or add anything to it. I reduced the fine in one of the speeding tickets by about $65. And I am dismissing on prosecutor's consent the no proof of insurance. This is gonna save you $215. Which leaves 3 no contest pleas to allowing another to violate the motor vehicle code. It won't go on your driving record. There's 3 fines of $200. There are 2 speeding tickets of 73 and a 45, which will go on your driving record. The total you owe is, I think, $880. 2 140s.
Oh, that's pretty expensive.
Yeah, it'd be even worse in Kalamazoo County. That's not, and it's way cheaper than it would have been on the other stuff.
Breaking the law can be expensive, yes, but you choose to believe all this right to travel without a license crap. You are lucky that you have a decent judge and prosecutor, because I've seen way worse than this over the years.
So the 280 is due by January 31st. How long would it take you to pay the balance of 600? I can make these due once a month, like one due in February, one due in March, one due in April.
You want me to pay with you want me to quote unquote pay with Federal Reserve notes?
That would be sufficient. You can also pay by credit card if you use those. You can also pay by certified check or money order.
But according to the Constitution, Article 1, Section 10, only gold and silver is money.
But you can pay by gold and silver too. I had a guy once on a dog complaint that they paid by silver or gold. I'm sure when you go to the grocery store or the gas station, you don't pay by gold or silver.
My kid's making a bunch of noise.
Oh my God, I've been wanting a judge to tell us off sick to go ahead and
Be right
pay.
back. All right.
Gold and silver, if you like, for years, because there's absolutely no comeback to it. Thank you, Judge. You just made my day. Poor Samir. That's not what he wanted to hear.
Now, we have your
Right,
address.
but
I think it's still the Southwestnedge address. Is that correct?
yeah, that you can use that as an address.
All right. Now, this resolves all three of your cases. You and I have a fundamental disagreement on what the law is. You have a vision of what you think it should be, and I have another one. This is a way that resolve this matter without having to have 3 separate jury trials, which you would have been entitled to have. I'm gonna make these $200 ones due by March 15th,
Your Honor,
2020.
just for the record, if anybody were to hold this in the future, I just wanted to make note that, number one, we spoke on Thursday. The defendant had called me to make sure that he met the deadline that I had set. So I do appreciate his diligence with that. And we did have 2 fairly long conversations over the past couple of weeks discussing the options in the plea agreement. And he was very respectful, even though we definitely had disagreements about our interpretations of the law and constitutions, but I do appreciate that he was respectful when he was discussing these items with me. I would encourage him, though, to discontinue driving, especially in our jurisdiction, unless he is fully licensed to do so. Review of the police videos, there was not the level of respect for the officers that he gave me, and I would encourage him to, in the event he is pulled over again, keeping in mind that these officers are just doing their job just like we are doing our jobs. And I would, it was bordering on the line of resisting and obstructing, and the officers did their best to calm the situation down, even though these officers standing in the rain knocking on the windows. So I just encourage the defendant to consider the other people involved when he's having these issues with the police. So with that, I am pleased that this is resolved and that we can all go on our ways. Thank you.
Well said, Deborah. Well said. I too hope that he learns from this, but in my experience, this will only strengthen his resolve, and he will somehow spin this lenient plea deal into a win. I mean, he already has that fake Morris driver's license, even though it serves absolutely no purpose.
He's been very respectful to me of our last couple of hearings as well. We've managed to get along. I try to treat him with respect. He's been respectful to me. He is a thoughtful man. He had some thoughtful discussions with you, and he said it was in his best interest, although he didn't like it, to resolve these matters in this manner. And I've accepted his no contest pleas, and I've assessed fines. So 280 is due by January 31st. The others are due by March 15th. If you need more time, you can contact the court. I was going to give you the same advice. If you keep driving, please don't do it here. They can arm wrestle with you in Kalamazoo County all they want, but you're free to go on about your business, Mr. Morrow Bay. Do you have any questions?
I do. Just I think just one. Now I know I was arrested a few times. I know one of the times I had to pay
Goddamn.
If I'm not mistaken, my girlfriend had to pay $500 for to bond me out. I believe that was the first time.
Well, let me see. Perhaps there is a cash bond in one of these. I looked earlier, but 22073 may have a cash bond in it. Let me look at that. It's good to have friends. Let's see what we got here. I'd be very happy if I had a $500 cash bond to apply to this. I do. There's a $500 cash bond in that case. So I'll apply $200 a bond in 2073. You will zero. $200 of bond, and 2653 equals 0, and $100 of bond in 213 ST, and you know 100 in that. So that reduces your 880 to 380. I used the bond to pay off 2. Let me make sure there's not a bond in another one of these. That is 2073. You spent 2 days in jail on that one. 2 days credit 2. I looked for those bonds and all I saw was a surety bond. Let me make sure I don't have any more bond money in here.
Bro, come on.
No, they're all sureties. So I've used the $500 of your bond to pay 2 of the misdemeanors off and apply $100 to the other misdemeanor. That leaves the 2 speeding tickets of 140 and 100.
Back. shit, where am I? All right.
$100 in the other case. Mr. Marlbay, that resolves all of your cases here in St. Joe County. It would make me happy, it'd probably make you happy. He didn't come back here in 2022. I wish you the best. These matters are all resolved. I'm not ordering any additional jail time. You will $100 plus 2 speeding tickets of $140 each. We'll send you that information to your address on Westnitch in Kalamazoo. All right, sir.
Thank
You're
you.
free to go.
I appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
And so ends the ballad of Samuel Perdue, aka Samir Siraj Mauro Bay. That was definitely a good deal he got from prosecutor Deborah Davis, and Judge Middleton definitely helped him out a lot at the end there. It's a far cry from how cocky and confident he was at the beginning of the year. I guess only the future will tell if he learned his lesson.
Ooh, here we go. Cop encounters his first sovereign citizen. You know that's going to be good.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. We have a brand new channel with a brand new sovereign citizen. His name is, or his channel is called, Low County Tyrant Patrol. And he's not only a sovereign citizen, he's a First Amendment auditor as well. Now, before we get started, I do just want to say this is going to be a long video, partly because of the officers involved, but mainly because this guy loves the sound of his own voice. But stick with it because it's definitely worth it.
It's for, accountability purposes. Honestly, sir, what makes you believe that I need that to travel on the roadways? Okay. I have all my paperwork right here, sir.
You mean the right to travel package you purchased from a SovCit website?
That's fine. Can I just get your license, registration?
No, sir. I'm telling you that I don't have those because I'm not a driver, so I'm just a traveler. I'm able to travel from point A to point B. It's been ruled upon the Supreme Court.
Okay.
And I have those decisions in this folder. If you'd like me to show you the paperwork that I have, and I have my affidavit.
Don't reach for anything.
Okay, I don't have any weapons, sir.
One thing that I really want today, actually 2 things I really want, is your driver's license and registration. Okay?
Well, I understand that.
That's all I'm asking for. I'm not trying to get in an argument with you. I'm not trying to go back and forth. I'm not trying to make this anything more than what it is.
No, sir.
Well, good luck with that because sovereign citizens love to argue, even though they say they don't.
Sir, and now I'm trying to be cordial with you too, and I'm letting you know that I don't have those.
Okay, do you have an ID card or anything?
And I'm not required to have those.
Michigan?
Well, I'd rather not say.
Okay.
I'd rather not answer questions.
Like I said, man, I don't want to make this any harder than what it is.
I don't want to either.
I'm gonna get your name. I'm gonna find out who you are, and at minimum, you probably will be getting a citation today for the speeding.
Okay.
And other moving violations.
And that's okay,
it's not that heavy.
but sir, can I explain something to you? So in order for me to have to give my identification, any identification to an officer, that had to be in the commission of a crime.
Okay.
Crime is defined as loss, injury, or harm. Okay. There has to be a victim. There has to be a witness. This is all ruled upon in the Supreme Court.
Speeding is considered a criminal act, and when you signed your driver's license, which we go on to find you have, you agreed to the terms and conditions, one of which is to present a valid driver's license upon demand.
I'm simply upholding my constitutional rights here, and I mean, and that's why I'm sure you saw the plate that's on here. And like I said, sir, I have paperwork. It's my folder's right here, my Black's Law Dictionary's right there, my Holy Bible's right there.
Fucking Black's Law Dictionary. Don't go anywhere without that.
So another officer comes.
I would
start reaching for stuff.
I would like to. I would like you.
Recorded too.
Yes, and I would like your supervisor,
My
sergeant.
supervisor?
Yes,
Nope.
I would like to speak to your supervisor.
That's fine. You can call him. He's not going to be out here with this traffic stop. So.
Well, I'm asking you to. You have the duty and obligation to uphold, the Constitution, right?
Yeah.
You swore an oath to that, and I'm simply a man, right?
Is
I'm not
there a rule. Is there a law that says that you have to present your supervisor when asked? I've never heard of that, ever. But maybe that's a thing. I don't know.
Cyber citizen here, so.
Well, that's an oxymoron, actually, sir. So
Well,
you're either sovereign or you're a
I don't mean
citizen,
to
but
disrespect that way.
no, I
This
understand what
is
you're
kinda-
saying.
This is
Well, jumbo shrimp is an oxymoron, but they still exist. And the concept of a sovereign citizen originated in 1971 in the Posse Comitatus movement as a teaching of Christian identity minister William P. Gale. So if anyone is to blame for you being labelled a sovereign citizen, it's him.
This is what it seems like it is.
No,
This is the first time I dealt with it, to be honest.
And honestly, sir, I would love to say this needs to happen. I think that this needs to happen more and more often.
It doesn't.
You lot are a drain on society and end up wasting everyone's time. You clog up the
Exactly.
courts with your vexatious paperwork and attacks on the system. So no, this does not need to happen more often.
Because I really do have a lot of knowledge on the Constitution. I spent a lot of time, and like I said, the paperwork that I have in that yellow folder right there is, I mean, you can't deny the 30-something Supreme Court cases, the definitions of a vehicle, the definitions of driving.
Well, it has been denied, and it's been denied by every single judge who encounters this ridiculous defence. I bet you haven't even read one of those cases you cite, because you can bet I have, and none of them claim you can drive a motor vehicle or automobile without a licence. Your problem is you're getting your definitions from outdated sources. You need to look up your own state's definition of driving on motor vehicle, and not cherry pick where you get your information from.
I'm simply not driving, sir.
Okay.
I'm not. That has to do with commerce on the roadway. You have to be employed.
Oh my god.
Or trafficking goods, trafficking people. That's why it's bus driver, taxi driver. You know, I'm none of.
Holy shit. It's taxi driver because they drive a car. They're a taxi. They drive other people around. But they're a driver. They drive a car. That's why it's taxi driver or limo driver. Fuck, bro.
Those. I am simply in my personal conveyance. This is not a vehicle. This is not a car. This is my personal property, my personal conveyance. And I'm simply traveling from point A to point B. Now, I understand, sir. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and say you were probably right that I was speeding and that I didn't use.
You just admitted to speeding.
I'm totally in agreement. But again, speeding is still, it's a suggestion, right?
Well, not if the cop who stopped you has an accurate and well-calibrated radar gun.
If I have the right to travel on the roadway as long and travel in the way as long as I'm not hurting anybody else or damaging anybody's property, you know.
Again, the logic behind that is that it's perfectly okay to get completely shit-faced and then drive a car. As long as you don't hit anybody or hurt anybody. It's perfectly legal, perfectly fine to do. Their logic makes no fucking sense. Goddamn. It makes me mad.
You know what I'm saying? And I mean, this is all Constitution. You know, I'm going right to the Constitution. And I mean, Dulles versus Nellis is one of the first cases that this all came up. Right? That was way back in the day, and that was when it was still, they still said in their horse carriage, buggy, but it also says automobile. You know what I'm saying? So
No, I don't know what you're saying. Because Dulles v. Nullis is not a case, as far as I'm aware. But I'm pretty sure you meant Kent v. Dulles. See, you can't even get the case right. Kent v. Dulles was actually a passport case and had nothing to do with driving a motor vehicle without a licence. And if you are going to talk about the Constitution, then maybe you should read the 10th Amendment, because it gives states the rights to enact traffic laws.
So, and honestly, sir, I will tell you, I live in South Carolina.
Okay.
I'm up here working, so I traveled 950 miles with that plate.
Oh fuck, he's in South Carolina?
Was I doing a little song? Maybe that in your eyes is wrong, and anybody else's eyes is wrong. Sure, but did I hurt anybody? Did I cause anybody to go off the roadway? Did I victimize anybody? Right. So again, the definition of a crime, there has to be a victim, there has to be a witness, and you can't be both. And the state can't be it either, because the state only exists on a piece of paper. The landmass of Michigan is Michigan. The state of Michigan is only on a piece of paper.
The owner of that vehicle that you're driving is just on a piece of paper. Right? You had to sign a document at the dealership. Said you own this car. So by your logic, then anybody can own that car. They just take it from you and they say, "Yep, it's mine. There's nothing you can do." Because you only own it on paper. Probably a bad example, but
that's all that
felt
is.
right
Just
at the
like
time.
your policies, acts, and codes and procedures.
Central County. Do you have an out county MSP sergeant signed in today?
I really do hope that's a no-nonsense sergeant he's calling right now.
Honestly, I don't, like I said, man, I don't want to make this any more than what it is, okay? So, I'm trying to make this as simple as possible.
Me too. You understand I'm being cordial, right, sir?
Me too.
I was just curious if there's an MSP sergeant signed in with you guys today.
I'm not here to cause any harm or cause any disturbance or any problems. I'm simply a man doing my business, traveling from point A to point B.
So by your
Driving.
skilled logic, if you're conducting business, then you're operating in commerce. Now, you said you're doing business and going to work, so you can't claim to be travelling from point A to point B. See how ridiculous your claim is?
And these interactions need to happen, and I understand if you write me up for the speeding ticket or whatever you decide to do, that's on you, and we'll fight it in court.
That's fine.
We'll fight it in court, and we'll go to court on it, and when I lose in the municipal court, I will take it all the way to federal district court, and then if by some chance I lose there, I'm going to the Supreme Court, and
the Supreme Court doesn't give two shits about your SovSit speeding ticket in South Carolina.
I just love how he knows he would lose in court based on his soft-sit beliefs, yet still pushes forward. It's like he gets a kick out of losing in court.
At that point, you would be putting a claim against me, and you have the duty and obligation to provide the evidence to support. The burden of proof is on you. So when I start hitting you with all these affidavits, because I have affidavits sitting right there, my affidavit of status,
Got to be illegal. This paper terrorism thing. There's got to be something about it that's illegal.
I have a notice of claim in there that tells you, like, if you trespass upon my property, I will sue you for $1 million.
Oh, no.
Oh, chest. I can't breathe. Oh, shit. My chest is going.
And you get lawyers involved and fraudulent documents put in. That's $200,000. And all this stuff that I do is worked. I've had court cases. I'm not just bullshitting here,
No, I believe you've been to court. I totally accept that based on the nonsense you're spewing right now. And I also know you would be shouting any win you've had from the rooftops.
And I don't want to do that, man. I don't want to do it. I want to go back to South Carolina.
Of course he doesn't want to go to court and lose again because it sucks.
In a month. I don't want to have to fly back for court cases and stuff, I don't want to do that.
That's not the officer's issue. That sounds more like a you problem.
But I would have a real problem, especially if you were to, like, arrest me or something. Now we have, like, serious problems.
I mean, you're fixing to get
Serious
arrested.
problems for him? No, serious problems for you. This is a legitimate stop, and I think you know that. You're just trying it on because you know this cop is new to this.
So I'm trying to be very cordial with you, and I understand. I hate using the word understand. I get why you pulled me. I get it, 100%. And again, you can tell I'm not here to do any harm or cause any problems, any disturbance.
It doesn't matter. You were fucking.
No, you're not.
Speeding.
You seem
Goddamn.
like another actual.
I'm trying to do my job. That's
good.
All. And I get it. We all have different opinions and viewpoints on life and everything else, and I am totally you know, the constitutional guy, right? Nobody should be nobody's constitutional rights should be violated.
Yes.
So, I obviously understand too that if I stop you for a bad reason, or I just make up a reason or an unlawful reason,
Right.
I can get in trouble. I can get sued.
Right, it's a false detainment, false
Right,
arrest.
and I can't do that.
Right, and even this, even though I was traveling at a higher rate of speed than other people, again, I didn't commit an actual crime because there was no victim.
Yes, you did.
It is a false arrest. It is a false detainment right now, even.
No, it's not.
This is not a false detainment. You were speeding. That's all the probable cause he needs to stop you. This cop just shouldn't be getting into a debate with this guy because it raises my blood pressure and no doubt my viewers.
Are there any weapons in the car or anything like
No,
that
sir.
today? Okay.
No, sir. I have my guitar.
Get the guitar? Okay.
My guitar. I have no weapons. No. Now I am a hunter and stuff, so like sometimes I might have a weapon in here.
You just have a knife or something?
Actually, there might be. I think there's a knife. I'm not gonna reach for it, but I think there's a pocket knife in here. I really do. I think there is.
You just want to go on the driver's side. He's gonna get his documents that he has, and we're gonna try this first.
Yeah.
So just when you're reaching for stuff, just go slow.
I'll go really, really slow. I promise. I promise. Look, you can watch my hand.
Yep.
Yellow folder.
Yep, that's fine.
Here's
Can
my.
you get the VIN off real quick if you don't mind reading that. I'll watch them.
Well, sir, I don't consent. I don't consent to you.
Your consent means nothing.
I'm literally trying to make it super
okay.
easy.
You know what? For this purpose. All right.
So I can get you going.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. So here's all my attachments of all the Supreme Court decisions. Those are all. Those are the.
Can I just get something that has your name on it?
Wow. Okay. Listen. I will, and this is my affidavit. It says this tells you who I am. It tells you that I'm not a person, I'm not a citizen. Okay, and this is notarized by an actual state official, which is an actual state officer, which...
Notaries have no legal power at all. They perform a particular service acting as a disinterested observer, certifying the authenticity of signatures, and that's it. Notarized documents carry no more or less weight at law than unnotarized documents.
Unfortunately, you guys are actually public servants. You're here to serve the public. Okay. But this is my affidavit says. But before just getting my name, I would really appreciate if you read like a little bit of this. Okay. You know, so that you get an understanding. Because I want you to have an understanding of kind of what's...
Is your name Cody then? Is that...
Well, this is a notarized affidavit. Okay. That's my ID. That's my ID.
Okay.
That's not ID.
So Cody, your name's not going to come back anything else. What was your birth name in Carolina? What was it, North or South?
Well, South Carolina, but I was from my understanding as I was born here, but I was too young to really
so you're
know.
Born in Michigan?
Jesus
From my
Christ.
understanding, that's what my parents told me.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever fucking heard.
Of course you were too young to really know when you were born, but you trust your parents. I mean, they wouldn't have any reason to lie about the date you were born. Come on.
Your birth certificate say... Cody, like I said, man, I have to get your name. I don't want to arrest you for RNO. I don't want to yank you out of the car. I don't want to do anything.
No, I don't want to. Listen, this is my notarized. That's my truthful. Well, from my understanding, right? And it's notarized, but that's my name.
I need your name that the state recognizes.
Okay, the state of Michigan. Again, the state of is a piece of paper, but recognizes me as this.
Cody.
Yes.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Again, you have to understand where I'm going. I have to say my certain things here, you know what I'm saying?
No, you don't.
I have to say those things.
No, you don't.
No, you actually don't. You've just been brainwashed into believing that using the right magic incantations will work if you say them in the right order, when all you really have to do is hand over your details.
Now, so he's running the VIN. Obviously, like I told you, I have not. This car is not registered. This car is.
It's going to be towed.
From my understanding, it's September 5th, 1994. That's just what my parents told me that I was born on. That's what the birth certificate says. Again, that birth certificate corporatizes you.
No, it doesn't. There's
No.
no evidence anywhere to suggest that the birth certificate is anything other than an official document issued to record a person's birth and identify them by name, place, date of birth, and parentage.
Like I said, I don't want you to lie because I have a fingerprint scanner, and at the end of the day, like if I don't get a truthful response of your name.
No, sir, I would never lie to you.
Okay,
I would never lie to you.
Like I said,
I'm a man of my
I
word.
don't want to make this any more than what it needs to be.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna take my glass off. I should be looking at you eye to
I
eye.
respect everything you're doing here. I respect the way you look.
Doesn't matter either.
Hey, that's fine. That's your right.
Yes, sir.
And I will respect that. I'm not yanking out of the car. I don't have any handcuffs yet. None of that stuff. I'm trying to be
Yet.
reasonable. Okay?
He said, I don't have you in handcuffs yet. Awesome.
So just bear with me.
And I'm trying to as well.
Yeah,
I am.
Just bear with me. Don't reach for anything in the car. I'm gonna leave you in the car.
I usually, when this happens, because
you're not gonna drive off. So can I at least get your keys to put them on top of the hood?
Sir, I don't believe I'm obligated to do that. I will take my keys off and put them right here if that's okay with you. I'll meet you halfway, right?
Appreciate it, all right?
I'm not gonna drive off. I want to settle this matter right here. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, give me 1 second, all right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Sure.
I really hope this ends with him being arrested and his car being towed. That'd make me really happy.
What's your name? What's your
Stinson?
Stinson badge number?
417.
417. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
God damn. The first tactical use of the smoke curtain I've ever
Yes,
seen
sir.
in the game.
Yes, sir. Yes, I will.
Holy shit.
I will consent to that.
I'm not going to ask you any questions. I just didn't want to be rude.
No, absolutely. What's your name and badge number, sir?
Deputy Purdy, 5606.
Purdy.
Midland County. Okay. Now for you guys are really, honestly, probably two of the damn coolest cops I've ever.
I would pull him out and make him do the FSTs, the field sobriety test. He sounds like he's drunk. Not far enough, dude. God damn it.
I've ever ran into it. And let me tell you something. I've been pulled over with that plate on my vehicle twice. Gotten out of it both times. No
issues?
No issue. Well, no, an hour on the side of the road and 6 damn cops.
Right.
I find that hard to believe. Not about the hour on the side of the road. I get that with how long this stop goes on for. I mean him getting out of being issued a ticket with 6 cops on the traffic stop.
You know, a bunch of armed men surrounding my vehicle. I was a little intimidated and scared. You know, I'm not armed. You guys got a taser and a gun, you know?
Yep, those are only 2 things that we carry.
Right.
I don't know what MSP carries.
Right.
They might also have
And funny thing is, sir, I was a cop in the Air Force.
Really? Or MP?
MP, I was 6 years security forces.
Nice.
You know, deployment to Afghanistan. I was a cop too.
So you decided to spoil all that great work you did serving your country by becoming a sovereign citizen. That's really sad.
So, like, it's not that I don't respect you guys. I respect the hell out of the like, actual crimes that you guys...
No, you don't. Because if you respected them, you would listen to what they said and just complied with them. You would also register your vehicle. You would get a driver's license, and you would get insurance for your vehicle. That's the law.
Potentially you have to go to in the life-threatening things, and even pulling somebody over on the side of the road like this could end in you guys getting shot at or something.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I absolutely respect it. The thing that I don't respect is when you go against your constitutional oath.
Right.
That's what I don't respect, and that's when I have to start getting some, like, I really start hitting with law stuff. Like I was telling him, I have right here, notice of liability and a fee schedule.
For what?
Well,
Means
this is
nothing.
for anything that you do to me.
It's going to fall off.
Dude, you really need to read the 10th Amendment because it grants each state the right to enact things like speeding laws. So no, it's not against their constitutional oath to stop you and ticket you for speeding.
Fall off.
Oh yeah, I gotta keep these, man. That's my golden, I like to call it my golden ticket, but who knows, you know, I never know who I'm gonna run into. But this right here, basically, so this is all notarized as well, but the fine for each incident of trespass and administering my property without right is $1 million per man involved. So administering my property would, I mean, there's so many things you could do that would be technically considered administering property. And then trespassing. Trespassing, like, how do I explain that? I mean, trespassing on my person, right? So if you touch me, or if you hook me up, that's trespass. You're trespassing upon a man. And like I told him, my affidavit of status is right there. It clearly states that I'm not a person, citizen, taxpayer, municipality, corporation. I'm none of those things. I'm simply a man.
Where do you live then, out of curiosity?
Cloud Cuckoo Land would be my first guess. Please leave your suggestions in the comments.
Well,
you have to give me like an address.
No. I'll give you.
You have like a house or something?
Yeah, I live in a house in South Carolina. I fought the IRS and got out of my property taxes.
Is the house itself a sovereign area then?
No, you didn't.
My land.
You did not get out of your property taxes. Don't fucking lie to him.
And is.
Okay, that's what I was curious about.
I have an actual paper printed out by the IRS. You know that says
that your land's sovereign or whatever.
No, it doesn't say that my land's sovereign. It just exempts me from property taxes because I dove through the tax code and found that it says that taxes are voluntary. I said, well, I'm going to volunteer myself not to pay them. I'm not going to do that.
No, you wish everybody could do that.
If you didn't pay your property tax, the bank would just take your house. And I'm pretty sure you live with your mother. You're born in '94.
Remember that he said he's not a taxpayer, because he contradicts himself in a few minutes.
Well, dude, I've been studying this shit for almost a year, and when I say study, I mean I dove in, because
it takes a little...
You mean you watched a couple YouTube videos on it, and you feel like you're a professional?
Longer than a year to do everything you say you're an expert in. What you really mean is you stumbled upon the Sovereign Citizen website, and the rest is history.
My knowledge is rounded, and yes, I'm not very old, and you might be looking at me like, wow, this young guy just speaking bullshit. No, like,
it's like he's reading my thoughts.
Like,
I'm not very old myself, so.
Yeah, you look like you're only like 30, maybe 29,
28,
20. Oh, I'm 27.
Yep.
There you go, man. And
goddamn.
And like I said, man, it's really, everything that I do is just simply trying to maintain our rights that are trying to be taken away from us.
Right.
And I just don't want to see our rights getting taken away. You know, I don't want your benefits and privileges, like a driver's license. That's a benefit and a privilege. That's a privilege to drive on the road.
So have you never had one then?
No, I have had one.
I was just curious if this was like a whole life thing or is
No, like I said, I just learned this a year ago, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
so,
you said that you dove into it about a year ago. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know if that was just like a full-blown dove in first step.
Full-blown.
Or if that was like you were dabbling in it a little bit and then you full-blown jumped in a year ago.
No. Yeah, it was just full-blown right off the bat.
Okay.
Because when I got pulled over and I was explaining to that cop, like, dude, I don't have a tag on this truck. I just bought this truck. I just moved here, so I don't. At that time, I didn't know anything about driver's licenses.
Oh, wait. So he got pulled over without tags, like he said the first time they let him go, or he said he got out of it, but it was because they probably were temp tags. They were probably expired temp tags.
And stuff. So I was planning on getting a state driver's license there. And I said...
Dude, his voice makes me want to punch him in the fucking face.
Obviously, I don't have any of these things because my appointment's not for another 2 weeks, and I showed him my appointment date, and he still gave me a citation for no driver's license, no registration, and no tag. So at that moment, something clicked in my head, and I go, something's wrong here.
Right, like it was a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, I shouldn't have gotten that, so that's what brought me into universal law, common law of the land, and I started studying the Supreme Court rulings, and I started finding in there that you don't need that documentation to travel.
Well, you didn't study very well because you cited Kent v. Dulles. Well, you actually said Dulles v. Ullas, but I'm pretty sure you meant Kent v. Dulles, which is a case about passports and not a case that says you can drive without a license. So no, you haven't been studying at all. You've just bought a packet from a softsit website like thousands of people before you.
Now this would be totally different, sir, if I was employed while I was traveling in this. Then I would be driving, right? If I had like stickers and signs of a business or something on here, I'm driving because I could potentially make money, get a sales call, you know, something like I'm driving. And the government has the right to know when you're driving and using their roadways. That's why they can tax you and and make you pay for registration, make you pay for a driver's license and stuff. And I explained to him, you know, you have taxi driver, bus driver.
Shit.
I don't know where this would be considered driving.
So tell me this, genius, why do we have commercial and non-commercial driving licenses?
Because it's not, right? I'm traveling, and like I said, I have the Supreme Court cases right there. You're welcome to absolutely look through some of those.
No,
I've got like 30 of them written down, and then I have the definition of a motor vehicle. I have the definition of a driver, the definition of driving, all from Black's Law Dictionary, which I have right there in my back seat. I travel with the Holy Bible because I am a God-fearing man.
All of those definitions are from the UCC, which are completely irrelevant when we're talking about state definition, like how the state defines what a driver is, how the state defines what a vehicle is, what a motor vehicle is. You're a moron, dude.
And I know all my rights are derived from God. My rights are not derived from a government. Government works for the people, right? Just like you guys.
Your rights are derived from
for the people.
The Constitution,
We, like the
because of where you
taxpayers,
live.
pay.
You just said, wait, motherfucker, you just said you got out of paying taxes because they were optional.
Paycheck, right? So you guys work for us, so technically you're employees of the people.
Hang on, earlier on in the video you said you don't pay taxes, so technically they don't work for you.
Yeah.
And you know, it's just so much, you know. It's just, there's so many different little intricate things, and these type of interactions, I understand, or I hate saying that word. I get that I was going faster than your average person.
Is that what he pulled you over for?
Yes.
Speed?
Yeah. And he said he clocked me at 88, which is fine. If we had to go to court for it, I would call that radar gun up to the stand to testify.
Right.
Which, how is the radar gun going to testify?
He did not just fucking say that, did he? Oh my god.
I can't believe I have to say this. The officer operating the radar gun testifies. Are you really that dumb?
You
Yes.
have a whole bunch of different standards that you have to keep your radar up to date and all this other
Well,
stuff.
I would be subpoenaing.
It's called fancy.
Oh
Well,
God.
I would be subpoenaing. I don't know how to say that. We're subpoenaing. Whatever. I'd be subpoenaing every single document. When that thing was last calibrated. When, you know, what did he drop? Did it get damaged?
Which isn't an issue because the police calibrate it all the time. They're trained. They have to be certified to use it. And they calibrate it before every person they pull over, I think. Right? Don't they calibrate it like multiple times during their shift?
I'd be subpoenaing everything,
Yeah,
right?
but that's your right to do that because that's what we have to keep all that crap up to date.
Right. And maybe he does have all of his up to date. Maybe that is. But again,
He does.
If that's the witness, if the radar gun's the witness, I
Radar
have the
gun's
right
not the witness.
to ask questions and have that witness testify.
Right, that's what it sounds, yeah.
Where is that radar gun going to testify? You know what I'm saying? How is that going to
Holy
happen?
shit.
This is great stuff. I could make a career out of this guy.
That's what the documents are for, though. So obviously the radar gun's just a piece of equipment. So they just have to keep up-to-date documents on all that stuff.
Right.
You just said essentially.
But again, at the very bottom line, sir, crime is defined as loss, injury, or harm, and there has to be a victim and a witness. So all of these.
Pause. We're gonna look up the definition of crime right now. Crime definition. An action or omission that constitutes an offense that may be prosecuted by the state and is punishable by law. I'll read that one more time. Ooh, I'm gonna read it in my narrator voice.
Crime, an action or omission that constitutes an offense that may be prosecuted by the state and is punishable by law. Illegal activities, an action or activity that, although not illegal, is considered to be evil, shameful, or wrong. Let's like the third definition down.
Okay.
All of your road, what you call laws, they're actually just policies and procedures.
The motor vehicle code?
Yeah, the motor vehicle code. The motor vehicle code doesn't apply to men and women. It only applies to persons, citizens, taxpayers, municipalities. That's who it applies to. It doesn't apply. Read it. You will not see the word man or woman in there. And my affidavit of status tells you right there that I'm a man. I've taken all of those other things away from me. I am none of those. I don't want any benefits or privileges.
Amazing. Every word of what you just said
is wrong.
Yeah, that's not how it works. There is no mechanism to opt in and out of law as you see fit. If you are in the United States, you're subject to the laws of that country, no matter what word salad you come out with.
I just want my rights.
Right.
And I stand by that, you know, and like I told him, I said, you can go ahead and write me out. And
he doesn't need your permission to give you a ticket. Sorry, dude.
I will fly back from South Carolina and go to court for it. You know, if I absolutely have to, I will. And I told him, I said, you know, I'm going to lose in the municipal courts. Everybody loses in the municipal court. I said, but then I'll appeal it. I'll lose in the appellate court. Then I'll take it right to federal district court. There's a good chance I'm probably not going to lose there, but if I did, now I'm going to go all the way to the Supreme Court, and I will go.
Right.
I will. And like I told him, you know, I have some court experience. Matter of fact, I got a court date on the 21st because I'm suing a sergeant for denying me due process of law.
When you're in the Air Force?
No.
Or like a sergeant?
No, I had an appeal for that speeding ticket thing that I got like a year ago.
Okay.
They came back at me like 6 months later. Oh, your appeal finally went through. And I go to the court. I have my court date, my time.
So you've already lost a speeding ticket case, but you still haven't learnt your lesson. Why am I not surprised?
I deal with affidavits, right? Lawyers can't deal with affidavits because they have no personal knowledge on anything.
So affidavits are like a kryptonite to a lawyer.
The more you know.
You tell them. So it's hearsay. Affidavits are hearsay until I get it put on the record, which I know there's a little trick and a little phrase that you say in the court, and it puts it on the record. And then they're screwed. Because they can't fight affidavits.
You see how clever this part is? How it doesn't require a shred of proof? And most paranoid delusions are intricate, but this is brilliant.
They can't, because they can't write an affidavit for themselves, because they can't swear upon, with the threat of perjury, that everything written in there is true, nothing but the truth, so help me God. They can't do that. But I can.
Right.
Men and women can. You can. If you want to consider yourself a man or woman at that time, you know.
Right.
Again, you get yourself in trouble if you start calling yourself a person or something. Now you're in their jurisdiction. I'm in nobody's jurisdiction. I am just myself. Right? I don't have lawyers. I don't do any of that. I go into court myself.
That makes sense.
My God, dude, the sun has gone down. That's how long he's been at this traffic stop.
For all the different research that you've done on all the different topics, why do you need a lawyer?
No, I don't. I know more than them.
Why do you need one?
I mean, I'm not gonna know like certain lawyers are specialized in certain things. You know what I'm saying? So obviously they know a lot.
Do them a lot.
But when it comes to criminal traffic type stuff, yeah, I don't think a lawyer knows more than me or my uncle. My uncle and I do this together.
Is that a challenge? That sounds like a challenge. Artie, you're up.
Matter of fact, we're gonna start up First Amendment auditing. Have you ever heard of that?
That's all we need. More First Amendment auditors running around saying that they're doing this to protect our rights when they can't even get the basics correct. I'll do us all a favour by fast forwarding through this next part.
Thank you.
So your First Amendment is the freedom of press, freedom of speech. Yep. So we're allowed, by the First Amendment, men and women are allowed to videotape, record in any public building, public area, any public, and to film and record any public official, which, you know, I'm filming you right now, you're filming me. I got no issue. Right, but we're allowed to do this, you know, there's a lot of, like, go YouTube, just First Amendment auditing, you'll see all these guys, now some of them aren't really good, they're not cordial, they swear at the cops and stuff like that, but there's a lot of good guys. that just simply lay down the constitutional law, and they get messed with by these cops that just don't like being filmed.
Right.
You know, a week ago, I stopped at a gas station to fill up gas. There's 2 state boys filling up their gas. So I was like, I'm doing a little First Amendment auditing here. And I just went around their vehicles. I videotaped. And then I went around and I just kind of stood there videotaping them having a conversation. They started getting all weird and started asking me questions. I said, no, I don't answer questions. I'm just exercising my First Amendment right. As a man of America. You know?
He's back and let him talk to you. Hey, Cody,
Okay.
enjoy the rest.
Right, sorry it took so long. So we will be getting a citation.
That guy was like, sure thing, you fucking weirdo. And then he was out of there.
Today, I got your name on there. I got the violation, failed the signal. I'm giving you warning. I know proof of registration, insurance, and a bunch of other things, but I won't sit here and waste your time with that. You have 14 days to contact the court. Just make sure you contact the court to either set up a court date or pay the citation, okay? Because if you don't do either or, you just like ignore it, your license will be suspended. Obviously, you have a valid license. I was able to look you up.
Yeah.
I hope you all heard that. Here it is again for those of you who may have missed it.
Your license will be suspended. Obviously, you have a valid license. I was able to look you up.
Yes, he had a valid driver's license all along. So
Whole
all that
time.
right to travel without a license nonsense was for nothing.
Yeah, I'm in the process. So right now I'm driving like my company truck when I go to work.
Yep.
So I'm driving right when the day before I leave here. I'm rescinding my driver's license.
Right.
Hey,
That's
genius,
fucking stupid.
Nobody will give you another driving job in the future if you rescind your driver's license.
Right on. Any questions or anything I can help you out with today? To help understand or explain, just with the citation. I'm not going to sit here and go back.
No. I want to talk about it. So I do have a question. How come you decided to actually write up the citation instead of, maybe just giving me a nice warning and...
So the violations I had here, there was a handful of violations. If you want to go to court and ask those questions, we could do that. I'm just asking, is there any questions I can help you from this process forward going on, contacting the court or anything else to make sure the ticket is...
No, sir.
Okay.
I'm...
I got like one more game in me.
Plenty familiar with courts.
Right on.
I bet you are. See you in the Supreme Court? Not.
Right on. I appreciate you. Drive safe and have a good day, okay?
Well, hey, can I shake your hand? Is that okay? No?
Rather not. I'm sorry.
Rather not?
Yeah, so I appreciate that.
Roger that.
No disrespect, so I appreciate it.
All right, officer, name again?
Trooper Stinson.
Stinson. Hey,
Yep.
I'm actually glad to have met you.
Me too, buddy. Have a good day.
You too, sir.
You too, buddy.
So yeah, just got pulled over and I just put out a really good video. I still did get the citation. However, these cops were absolutely really cordial and amazing, and you don't run into people like this very often. So this was very interesting. They could have really gotten me, man. I was definitely doing over 100. And he decided
Said you were going 88. He got you going 88. Shit, hang on 1 second. God damn it.
not to. So, anyways, I'll leave it at that. No driver's license, no proof of insurance, no registration.
But you did have a driver's license.
Just look how happy he is to get a bunch of citations. And he knows he will lose in court. Anyway, I will keep an eye on this channel for any updates. And for his First Amendment audits. It should be interesting with him being a soft sit too. Right, that's it for another video. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Thank you to all my patrons for your continued support.
Don't
Take
forget
care,
to leave a like.
and I will catch you in the next one.
Pause. I need to find that video again. That far down? Here we go. Good shit. Last video.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. Now, what's worse, a soft sit, an auditor, or an amalgamation of them both? Because that's how I would describe the guy in today's video. I call him the angry GoPro cyclist, out of Lake Stevens in Washington State. He somehow believes it's illegal for the police to pull him over for an unsafe lane change. The video starts as the officer walks up to the cyclist.
What are they doing?
I'm fine. What do you need?
Twice.
Twice what?
Well, when you came off of 15th down there, you come right up to the fog line without stopping. So when you're riding a bicycle, you need to stop. When you come to a stop sign, you have to follow the rules of the road like everybody else. You come off of 91st onto 20th Street and just whip right out into the lane there. That's why those cars are honking at you.
They're honking at you because I had to go around you. Because you turned right in to the bike lane. I'm going to need to see your bike lane. Yeah, in the bike lane.
Dude, this guy sounds really familiar.
No, I'm going to need to see your supervisor because this is bullshit. I need your supervisor.
I need your ID.
I need your supervisor.
Don't start yelling.
No, you will bring him and I'll give him the ID because you're not acting right here.
Could you send me a supervisor?
Yeah.
So you will give your information to the supervisor, but not the cop who stopped you. That's kind of petty and the sort of behaviour that can get you cuffed. And what's the point in asking for a supervisor anyway when the supervisor wasn't there to witness the infraction? Oh, and get used to this guy continually asking for a supervisor, even though the officer has just requested one in front of him.
What's your name and badge number?
I just gave you my business card.
I need
Wayne Ackerman, badge number 072, City of Lake Stevens Police Department, just like the business card that I just gave you.
All right, you don't have to call an attitude.
I'm not. I'm asking you for your ID. You're refusing to give me your ID.
I haven't
Is that the guy's heart beating?
committed a crime. I haven't committed a crime.
You listen closely in the background.
You're not following the rules of the road.
I haven't committed a crime.
When you ride a bicycle, you have to follow the rules
You
of the
are
road.
not following
Very
the
quick.
rules of the road either. So.
Okay, so we'll do this until I get.
Hey, what are you doing? You can't put your hands on me without a.
Refusing to identify.
Your officer.
An officer can place you in cuffs if he feels it's the best way to ensure safety for both of you, and you are only being put in cuffs because you are refusing to cooperate, which you are legally obliged to do. A bicycle is a legal road vehicle just like a car. This means that bicycle riders have the same rights and responsibilities as drivers.
I need a supervisor. I do not consent to this
That's cool.
at all. This is kidnapping, as you know. I am not refusing to identify myself. I need to see your supervisor. I will identify myself to your supervisor. I need to see your supervisor. I do not consent to this. I am not consenting to your kidnapping. I am not consenting to this. I have giving you no consent to this.
I don't remember the police officer asking him for his consent.
0.
Firstly, being placed in handcuffs for being uncooperative does not equate to being kidnapped in any way. That's just stupid. Secondly, if you don't furnish the officer with your details when stopped for a traffic infraction, that's considered refusing to identify. And finally, the officer doesn't need your consent to do all this. You've been watching too many sovereign citizens and First Amendment auditors.
You are unlawfully. I am pleading the fifth.
I just need to make sure you don't have any weapons on you.
I do not consent to your illegal search. I do not consent to your illegal search. I do not consent to your illegal search.
That's cool.
I do not consent to your illegal search.
I don't think he cares, bro.
I do not consent to your illegal search. I need to see a supervisor.
He's coming.
I need to see a supervisor.
He's still coming.
You are illegally searching me.
No,
This is not an illegal search. This is called a Terry search, where an officer pats you down for weapons.
You have now illegally put your hand in my pocket. I do not consent to this kidnapping. I do not consent to your illegal search and seizure. I do not consent to your assault right now.
God damn
you
it.
are assaulting me by
You're
putting.
refusing to identify yourself.
I have not committed a crime. I have not committed
Refusing
a
to
crime.
identify is a crime.
I have not committed a crime, and you know it.
Like I said before, you are using the roads to cycle on, making you subject to the same rules as a driver. It's your own fault for not knowing this. Now, it would be different if you were walking on a sidewalk, but you're not.
Which is why the supervisor is going to show up, kiss your ass, probably, say, oh, well, you should have did this and you should have done that. And I will file a complaint and we will go from there.
But the supervisor will be right if he shows up and tells you that. You not liking it isn't a valid argument against it.
Here we go. Get the supervisor. I'm going to stand however I like. Stand with your legs apart. Jesus Christ. What is your butthurt problem?
Oh my God. This guy's acting like a literal child. Shit.
If I really had to call out who, out of the two of you, sounds the most butthurt, you would come out on top, buddy.
I do not consent to you having your hands on me.
All night
This is
with the
assault.
fucking
Unwanted
helicopters and
touching.
planes.
I do not consent to this. I do not consent to your unwanted touching. I do not consent to this. This is assault. You getting this? Good. I do not consent to this. Illegal search. Illegal touching. I do not consent to this. I request a supervisor.
He's still on his way.
I request a supervisor.
Yep. Still on his way.
I request a supervisor.
Yeah, he's coming.
This guy must have the memory of a goldfish to continually ask for a supervisor. Why else would he keep repeating himself every 2 to 3 seconds?
I request a supervisor. I request a supervisor. I do not consent to you having your hands on me. I do not consent to your illegal search.
Okay.
I have not committed a crime.
We have.
You have no reason to identify me. Identify me. You
Yeah,
can
try
only
that again.
ask for my name.
And you are wondering why you're in cuffs. It's a little bit pedantic of you to offer just your name when you are required to give your address and date of birth. You're not really making
I think
things
it's
easy
just
for yourself.
Name and
maybe
date
you
of
like
birth.
it that
I don't
way.
think you need
Who
your
knows?
address.
I have not committed a crime. Somehow, somebody knows the law and somebody doesn't. Someone in a clown suit doesn't.
Yes, that's it. The police officer who's been trained on the law is the one who doesn't know the law. And the person riding the bicycle is the one who does know the law. Shit, is my button broken? Oh, there we go.
Someone who's not in a clown suit does.
Hmm.
I'm losing my backpack because of your illegal handcuffing me. I have now been kidnapped for no reason. Apparently I ran a sign that you pulled out in front of. Yeah, okay, this is going to be good. Wait till the supervisor gets here. I mean your friend.
Wait, is the supervisor coming?
Your blue line friend.
I haven't heard him
But
ask for a
here's the problem.
supervisor.
You are not in cuffs because of the infraction. You're in cuffs because you were being uncooperative and refusing to identify.
Got it all on film. So what you say is not gonna make sense to him. Hard for me to run a red light when you pulled out in front of me and pulled over and cut me off. Doesn't pay to get butthurt, does it?
Who's the one that's butthurt here?
I request a supervisor. You're wasting my time. I request a supervisor. You're wasting my time.
You're wasting your own time by not IDing. It's not the cop's fault that you don't know the law. You've got no one but yourself to blame for everything that's transpired here. You committed the traffic infraction, you don't know the rules of the road, and you don't know your rights. That's all on you.
I think your 20 minutes is just about up.
You're the one who asked for the supervisor. It'll take a while for him to show up.
Is this 20 minutes about up? Okay.
Actually, it's been about 8 minutes since the start of the traffic stop, not 20.
I request a supervisor. I'm requesting a supervisor.
Well, why didn't you say so?
You had no right to search me. You have no right to kidnap me. You have no right to detain me. What charge am I being detained for again?
Failure to identify yourself as law enforcement after committing traffic infractions on your license.
And that's a crime?
Failure to identify yourself.
No, the crime. You gotta ask for ID after I've committed a crime. And that was a crime. Me run? No.
You asked the question. I'm answering it.
No, you're dancing around the question that I asked. What crime did I commit?
Failing to identify yourself.
The crime.
Failing to stop.
Failure to identify.
You can't identify me unless I've committed a crime. And which was?
The traffic infractions on your bicycle.
And that you committed yourself?
No.
You had to have to cut me off. You had to have.
Out right there? That's where I had my turn signal on to go into, and you decided to go around me into traffic.
Yes.
I know the law, specifically Washington bicycle laws, are not one of your strong points, even though you say you do ride a lot. But you should at least know that admitting to a traffic infraction on camera is never a good idea. You should have just invoked your fifth, like you said you were going to do.
Into traffic, into my own lane. Should I pay taxes on the road? Into traffic.
Any reason why you didn't stop at the stop sign?
Any reason I'm detained?
Ooh, good one.
No.
Failing to listen.
You're failing your job.
So since you are detained,
Ooh,
you're failing
good
your
one.
job.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in a court of law.
You're supposed to read that first.
Whoa, he's Mirandizing him?
You were supposed to read that first before the questions. Dumbass. Dumbass. You were supposed to read that first. Blah, blah, blah. Nope. Blah, blah, no.
What don't you understand?
I haven't committed a crime.
You understand your rights?
I haven't committed a crime. I do understand my rights. That's why I'm exercising them.
Your rights and mine, you should talk to me.
I'm exercising my rights right now. Aren't I? And your 20 minutes is about up.
No, it's been 10 minutes since you were stopped, not 20. Your timekeeping ability is just as bad as your knowledge of your rights. And where did you get this arbitrary 20-minute deadline from?
From a Subset video.
Yeah. And I'll go straight to the police station and file a complaint on it.
And waste more of your time. That's fine. You should probably ask for a supervisor, dude.
Your 20 minutes are about up, buddy. We're about to bounce out of here.
I think the handcuffs might interfere with your ability to bounce anywhere.
Supervisor.
And after about the 30th time of asking for
there
one,
it is.
he finally arrives, even though he heard the officer and even acknowledged the call for a supervisor. Also, this is where he goes into full First Amendment auditor mode. And it's cringe, people. It's cringe.
Your name and badge number?
Right here.
Is that what you tell the judge?
What's that?
Is that what you tell the judge?
No, I'm not in court.
You're not the
It's,
fucking...
Craig Balvick.
I know.
71's my badge number.
You're not the fucking judge. So... whatever.
W1?
71.
Oh, 7.
71.
71. Hey, Judge, here's my name.
Well, I'm not in court.
You are a public servant.
But it's right there, so you can read it.
Your policy is to identify.
What was that?
Your policy is to identify yourself.
And he did. He pointed to his name and his badge number.
Oh, I'll get you a card before you leave. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Did I get your card yet?
You want my card?
Yes, I do. You're part of this.
I'll get you a card and I'll get you an incident number so you can reference it if you...
You're required to give me your card on demand. I'm demanding your card.
Okay.
Right now.
All right.
I warned you it would be cringe. The cop has verbally identified himself, and you're still demanding he identify himself. This is sad. You really have been watching the worst First Amendment auditors.
Well, I don't...
That's the policy. I'm demanding it.
I don't know if it is, but I have no problem giving you my card.
Trust me. Not my
Trust you. No thanks.
Are you with...
Is this your car?
Citizen card.
I mean, it's my car, but you're driving it?
It's the city's card.
It's my...
Well, if it's your car because you pay taxes, and those taxes go to paying for the police department, well, then he pays taxes, so it's also his car? Logic doesn't work.
My car, I know, but you're driving it, right?
Alright. Phone number and emails on there if you want to email me anything.
Okay. Are we done? Or a citation?
He's going to get it for you. Is that just a Boeing vest, or do you work for Boeing?
I don't answer questions.
Good one, dude. You really showed him. Like he was just trying to be nice and have a conversation.
It's just press on it.
Why not?
I'm just a curious
Look at that phone. Holy shit. Wait, when did this come out? A year ago. My goodness.
Oh, I didn't dial enough.
That looks like the first cell phone I ever had. Like back in 2003.
Hey, Mr. Randall, this is the civil infraction for the unsafe lane changes. 3 options on the bottom here on how to respond. Just check one of those boxes. You have the right to pay it, mitigate, or contest it. Fill out your information here. Mail it into this court within 15 days. That's your copy. If you don't have any other questions, you're free to go. You have any questions for me?
Nope. Yeah. Oh, I got pulled over because they said I ran a stop sign.
Well, the citation was for an unsafe lane change, which he cited you for, and you admitted so. He only mentioned you ran a stop sign, unless he cited you for that too, and didn't mention it, which does happen, I guess.
I got him on the GoPro.
Heck yeah, you did.
I'm looking at them right now. They're huddled up looking for another crime. Yeah, you're dismissed.
Ugh. You really got him with that one, man.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you guys are dismissed. You may leave.
Yet another cringe First Amendment auditor line.
Stop harassing me.
That and the, well, if I'm free to go, then I'm free to stay. I think that's my favorite.
Oh, you will see it. Said I ran a stop sign and a red light. And he cut me off. Cut me off. cut me off coming around the corner onto Caballero so that I would run into the back of him. So I had to swerve around him into the traffic to go around him. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's...
Well, the good news is, if any of that's true, it should all be on your GoPro. Right? So you can test the ticket and show that to the court, and you'll be fine.
It's a shame you didn't have your GoPro on for when all that occurred.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe you did,
exactly.
But it's not on your channel, so I can't really address it. What I can address is the officer who was calm and professional throughout the whole stop. Same goes for the supervisor and the additional officers. Next time, maybe video the whole encounter. I mean, that's what GoPros are designed to do. Just saying.
I'll be there. I'm on my way.
That fucking thing. Oh my god.
Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it.
You're welcome, Van. Leave a like. And I'm gonna go to bed. Good night.
But you're still face down, I can't get to you. I'm in the red, so cut to the chase. What will it be today? You keep taking the